Hi guys, welcome to my new channel. I'm Amy. I've been watching YouTube videos now for about a year and a half and I thought I'd give it a go myself. I'm going to make videos, sort of makeup looks, outfits of the day, stuff like that, stuff that really interests me. And this video is going to be an everyday makeup tutorial and I hope you enjoy and I'll see you soon. Bye! Hi guys, this is going to be my first makeup tutorial video. This is my friend Ellie and I'm just going to do a basic everyday makeup look for her. Ellie's got clean skin, she's taken all her makeup off, but I'm just going to use a little bit of moisturiser just to get these dry patches like around the nose and on the cheeks. So I'm going to use La Roche-Posay Effect Matte because this is really nice as a base for makeup. It just mattifies the skin, so I'm just going to apply it just lightly all over the face. Okay. And you can probably feel already that it's just mattifying the skin, making it a really nice even base. Okay. Next I'm going to go in with a little bit of primer. At the moment I'm using this one. Which is by Revlon. It's called Beyond Natural. It's not a brilliant one. I probably wouldn't recommend getting it, but I'll just use it a little tiny bit, similarly to the moisturiser, just to even out the skin. Just going to use it on Ellie's forehead here between her eyebrows and a little bit around her jawline. Okay, so that's just soaking in now. Next I'm going to conceal. So everyone has this one, the Lasting Perfection. 24 hours, something like that, Collection 2001, all of it's rubbed off. Classic of Collection 2000 there, high quality. Just taking a little bit on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to use an Eco Tools little brush like this one, which I think is actually designed for highlighting, but I really like it for concealer. And I'm just going to take this over any blemishes. Ellie's got really nice clear skin. So won't need too much, just a little bit around the nose. Next Jack's going to walk in. And just a little bit where Ellie's got a bit of redness on her cheeks. Just going to use my finger to dab over that. Okay. Next, I'm going to go straight in with the foundation. I'm going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush. And I'm going to use a combination of Bourjois Healthy Mix and Maybelline Superstay 24 Hours. This one's a little bit heavy every day, but the two mixed together is a really nice coverage, especially at the moment because it's just nude. So I'm going to take a pump of one and then the smaller pump of the other, smaller pump of the heavier one. Mix them on the back of my hand with the buffing brush. And I'm just going to buff it into Ellie's skin. I like to dot it all over the skin first and then buff. This is a little bit pale for Ellie because she's so olive skinned, but it's all we had to hand and it'll be fine. Just shut your eyes for me. And then I just buff a little bit onto the ears because when it's cold your ears will pick up the coldness and go a little bit red, so that's nice for them. And then down the jaw. This is really just to prime Ellie's skin as such for any blusher and bits and bobs like that that want to go onto it, because she doesn't really need it because she's got such clear skin. There we go. Okay. Okay, next I'm going to go in, and I like to contour while the foundation's still a little bit moist because it will go on a lot better. So I'm using Sleek Contour Kit in Light and a Real Techniques contour brush. Tapping off any excess, and if you just suck in for me, you can see the line down there where you just want to put a little bit of shadow. just to slim down the face. And then up onto the temples, and a little bit on either side of the nose. Okay, next I'm going to take a blush. I like to do all the skin stuff first, as I said, while the foundation's still moist. I'm going to use Peach Melba by Collection 2000 on Ellie, because it really sets off her skin tone. And I'm going to use it on a Real Techniques stippling brush. I'm just taking it through the back of the cheeks in a sort of crescent shape, like that. There we go. Okay, next I'm going to go in with the eyes. Because this is an everyday makeup look, I'm replicating what I wear every day on Ellie. And for me, that's always a winged liner. But it's a smoky winged liner. So I'm taking, first of all, a kohl pencil. This one's by Bourjois. And I'm just going to run this along Ellie's lash line. And you don't have to be too neat with this because you're going to smudge it out anyway. This is just like, because it's waxy, it makes a really nice base for any more products you want to use on top. Yeah, it's lovely. Dish it again. Okay. Next, I'm going to smudge a tiny little bit of black powder just to set that waxiness. At the moment I'm just using this generic black one, but any black one will do. And I'm taking that on an angled brush. You probably won't see it, probably won't focus. Lol. And I'm just tapping off any excess, and then I'm just going to run this over the top. And make sure you're going right down into the lashes, otherwise you'll end up with like a gap, which you'll be able to see. Okay, and the other eye. And just look at me. Try again. You can see this one's a little bit thicker, so I'll just pull this one in a little bit more. I don't want to go too near the inner corners because it shuts the eye up and it's a bit much for every day. So I'm just thickening this one out. And look at me again. A bit more. Okay. Next I'm going to take, this is a Colour Rush Rimmel eyeshadow. It's in just a really nice nude colour, but it's perfect to cover up any redness you get on the eyelids. If you just shut for me, just taking that across the lid above the liner. And it's also going to set your foundation above your eyes, because I don't like to run powder along there because like setting powder, because it gets too claggy. Okay, next I'm going to fill in Ellie's eyebrows. Ellie's got really nice shaped eyebrows, but she likes hers quite filled in, so I'll go for that. I'm just using a pencil for that. I'm just going to, just where it's a little bit sparser at the front, and just to give them a nice shape. They're already really nicely shaped though, and she knows I've got eyebrow envy. And it's nicer if you use the pencil heavier at the bottom of the eyebrow rather than at the top, because it will give them better shape. And the same on the other eye. We need to get our eyebrows done soon.
Yeah.
Look good, a bit more. Yeah, lovely. Okay. And then I just take the little spoolie you get there, I'm just going to brush them through. Like that. Okay. Next I'm going to take a tiny little bit of that black, still the same brush, just under the eye. Just a tiny little bit near those bottom lashes. Because it just gives them so much more shape. Okay, Ellie's skin is looking really nice, so now I'm just going to powder it really lightly. I'm going to use my nice big blush brush, which again is by Real Techniques, and some of this powder, which is Bourjois Healthy Balance, and this is in vanilla. It's a really, really nice fine milled powder, and it's a really great dupe for matte skin finish. So I just swirl my powder brush in that, and I just dust it over Ellie's face, just down the centre and down here. Okay. Next I'm just going to take off any foundation that's run onto Ellie's lips. I'm just going to take that off with a little cotton bud. They're quite dry at the moment, aren't they? Put some Vaseline on them. Okay, next I'm going to do a bit of mascara. Mascara is the trickiest bit. So I'll just do a tiny little bit on the bottom and top lashes. We've got a view of that. Do you want to split down for me? This is where we'll find it's not recorded. Ellie's got really long lashes, so I'm just literally just darkening them up a tiny little bit. Okay, just stay looking down. Okay, look up. Okay. And then tinsy a little bit on these bottom ones. Again, the powder that I've used is gonna do most of the hard work for me along those bottom lashes. And I don't like to take mascara too far into the inner corner and the bottom, because it really shuts the eye up. Okay. And that's basically nearly done. I'm just going to top up Ellie's blush a little bit. I'm going to take this one, which is a slightly different colour. This is Sweet Cheeks, and I'm going to take that on my contour brush, which I used earlier. And I'm just going to, yeah, it's better, just so you can see it a little bit more on the skin. Okay, and then finally I'm going to go back to my buffing brush, and I'm just going to make sure everything is nice and smooth on the face, and that we haven't got any harsh lines. Okay, and then finally I'm going to go back to my contour kit and use the highlighter from it, which is that one, obviously. Put it in the contour brush, and then just take it on the top of Ellie's cheekbones, because it gives such a nice glow, especially like when your skin's feeling a bit dull and sallow in the winter months. And then across, down the nose, a little bit there, and a little bit on the cupid's bow, and then maybe with my finger just run a little bit under the eyebrows just to raise them up a bit. And then I'm going to take a tiny little bit of powder so I can get it open. Put it down for me, just a tiny little bit there where it's creasing. Okay, and that is how I would wear my makeup every day to uni or something like that. So I hope you enjoyed my first video, and I shall see you again soon. Say goodbye to the lovely Ellie. Bye! Ellie's got clean skin, but I'm just going to put on a little bit of moisturiser. I'm either going to use this one or this one. These are both by La Roche-Posay, and I'm probably going to use them.